Hey, what's up, folks? It's me, Kendall Desmond. Welcome to a new episode of TNE, the Nerdvana Experience. Let's get straight into it today. All right. First and foremost, let's talk about video games right quick. I just bought me. Usually, I play on PC, but today I got me a PlayStation 5, and I'm gonna be real. The main reason I bought this PS5 because I was gonna wait till December next month. I was gonna wait till next month of December whenever the PS5 Slim came out. But the main reason I bought this PlayStation 5 this week, I wanted to fight Jay in Mortal Kombat. Because this nigga stay talking about how he gonna flawless out there, like he talking about he gonna flawless me, flawless Chris, like everybody he talking about. But what he don't know is I'm gonna be on his main ass. And what made it even better, what made it 10 times better, right before I bought my PlayStation 5, NetherRealm Studios came out with a balance pad for Mortal Kombat. And nerfed the characters that he played with. Nerfed means like made them kind of worse than what they is, because they was either too powered or overpowered or something like that. So they took away some of their capabilities. So the assist he used and the main character he used got nerfed. Mine didn't. Perfect. So I don't want to hear nothing like, man, I lost because I got nerfed. Shut your ass up. I ain't trying to hear that. I don't want to hear nothing like, man, you want to win because I got nerfed. Shut your ass up. I ain't trying to hear that, boy. Then he gonna be like, man, fool, I'm getting cheated. I'm really ain't gonna want to hear that shit. Oh, I'm gonna tell you what else I hope happened to me. Oh, when we fighting, and he jumped behind me, I somehow the hitbox on my move still hit him. So I can be like, what's that behind me? Fuck. All that jeering shit he used to do to me in Dragon Ball Fighters. I can't wait to talk my shit to this man in that junk. All right, so that's mainly what I want to talk about with video games. But I'm glad I got me a PS5. I'm gonna tell you something. Me from coming from PC and Xbox and going like back to PlayStation after 3 years, this PS5, like the controller itself so different from me because like, all right, so I play with a Power A Xbox controller. And on the back of the controller, it have two buttons, like two buttons at the bottom. The was like a shortcut, so I won't have to use the shoulder button. I got both of those buttons set to LB, RB, or L1, R1 if you're on PlayStation, and it's so convenient. So by me having a standard PlayStation 5 controller, I don't really, I don't have those shortcut buttons on the back of my controller, so I have to use the shoulder buttons as like how they are, and boy, it takes some getting used to, bro. It really did get some use, take some use, getting used to. But I'm glad I went on to bought this junk because, shit, the PlayStation 5, and the the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X, generation has been going on for 3 years now. So I at least waited 3 years before I got a PlayStation 5. So it was just time for me to get one. But yeah. This week on TNE, we're gonna talk about a couple things. I wanna. All right, so Jay was giving me ideas about what we can run through on the show for this week, and he threw a couple ideas on the head and shit, and he was like, tell a story about what's under the water and give my appearance about it. So what I'm gonna do, is just give my opinions on it. So right now I'm on my computer. And I'm looking at stuff like images of like animals and shit under the water. All right. And the only reason I'm doing this because it just give me like stuff I want to talk about. All right, so if anybody know me, when it comes down to the earth, um, I always say I love the earth. And a lot of people who I'm close with be like, I listen to Michael Jackson a little bit too much because that's all he talked about was protecting the earth and making the earth a better place. But um, I believe in it. Like I really did believe like if we take care of the earth and stuff like that, take care of the animals and leave these habitats alone, let the animals be sea life and animals on land that you know uh will be better off as people. I believe that over hunting animals has can caused animals to go extinct. I believe that like big game hunting and all that type of shit like that made animals go extinct. Um, Mass producing uh food for the fast food chains and shit made animals go extinct. That's why these white folks resorted resorted to selling us fake food and injecting it with steroids and all that type of shit. So I care a great deal about the earth, and plus I believe uh, God made this earth for all the animals and the humans to live on there, and we only supposed to hunt what we're supposed to hunt to eat and to survive, not to have the heads on the walls and the cabin and all that type of shit. So when it comes down to the ocean, to the seas, and to the rivers, basically the bodies of water that's on Earth, man, that's actually like to me, sea life and animals in the water are way more scarier than the possibility of aliens in space. For the simple fact, we know it's animals in the water. We know it's stuff in the water that we haven't seen yet. We know that for a fact because once you go below a certain level in the oceans, that pressure start to blow shit up. You can't reach the depth of certain oceans and shit once you get like to a certain amount of meters. On the other hand, with aliens and shit, it's always with speculation, and you never really seen a true alien before, or nothing like that. And like I always say, if it is such thing as aliens, I don't care. God didn't want like if we was to know about aliens, God would have made it clear in the scripture. And to my knowledge, to my understanding, I might be wrong. I don't read nothing about no aliens in the scripture. Like I don't even need to know what's going on in space. It's not meant for me to know what's going on in space. Even though like learning about the different planets, all this type of stuff is interesting and shit. But what's me knowing about aliens and the existence of aliens gonna do to better my life? So that's how I look at it. So I really don't too much care about the extraterrestrials, shit like that. But underwater marine life, um, when I think about animals and stuff, like for instance, one of my favorite nature documentary narrators is David Attenborough. Y'all might probably not know who he is, but once you hear his voice, you'll know exactly who it is as soon as he starts talking. When I watched nature documentaries, that's what I mainly watch. And like I like for him to narrate what's going on, and it just something about the water and the animals that's in the water. They that documentaries because it just I don't know, like sea turtles, the shark, and then it's different types of sharks and shit. I know this shit might sound elementary, but this is my first time expressing this because like I said, usually when I express my love for the earth and the animals in the water and stuff like that, I get talked about. But this is when Jay had said something about talking about what's in the water. This is probably not what he was talking about, but I took it as it's the perfect opportunity to talk about my love for the earth and my love for animals and shit. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some animals that I'm completely scared of and wish that was never created, like mice and rodents and shit. I have a real deal phobia of that shit. But as far as me like, as far as me like wanting them to go extinct. Well, I ain't never saying like I do. I want them to be off the face of the earth, like rats and shit. Yes, I do. Because they get too big, they ugly, they scary, they make noises and shit. I don't like it. But it's a reason why mice and rats and all that shit was created. So I just don't want to be nowhere near that shit. Like keep them outside in the fields where they supposed to be at. But every time I watch documentaries on nature, and I mainly watch them on marine life, I be so fascinated because I be like, what if I can like? That's when my imagination started like taking over because I be like, man, bro, if I can swim in the water and breathe and actually breathe and be in the water shit. I try swimming in the waters and being with the animals like the turtles and like the friendly animals like the dolphins and shit. But I don't want to be around them big ass whales because even though whales don't eat people, them Johns too fucking big. Now it's parts of the earth. Like most of the earth is covered in water, and only a certain percentage of the water's been navigating and uh what's the word I'm looking for? Studied. So it's parts of the world and parts of the oceans and water, bodies of water that we don't even know what's in it. And I already know. Back in the day, these pirates and people who be on ships and boats and shit, when they start coming up with the folklore about the Kraken and all that type of shit, I don't think they were just folklore. You know what I'm saying? I believe that it is a big old octopus in that water just lying in wait for the opportunity when it was supposed to show itself. Like, cause it's too many stories about men at sea saying that a oversized octopus or oversized squid damaged their boat and stuff like that. So it just can't be a coincidence. Of course, there's stuff in this water that we don't know about that's out there. Of course, there's shit everywhere that we don't know about. Like it's still animals on land that we haven't discovered yet. Like we think we know what it is, and we be like, "What is that?" I know it'd be like that for me, and I'd be like, "Bro, what the fuck is that?" And it's new animals. Like animals evolved every day, and it's just it's just crazy. But as man move into different parts of the world, a lot of natural habitats, a lot of animals like decline. Like Michael Jackson came out with Earth Song back in '95, and he was talking about saving the rainforest and animals and all that type of stuff. And that was 20 some years ago, 28 years ago. And do you know how much damage can be done within a year, let alone 28 years? So it's parts of the world where the oceans, like in third world countries, the bodies of water, it's just trash just floating on top of it. Like it's so much trash to the point where like they don't have nowhere to put it, and it's just literally like rivers and rivers of garbage in the water, and it flow out into the oceans and shit. You see, marine life get caught up in like them drink thing where it be wrapped around their neck and get caught up and stuff. They be having straws stuck in their nose, and it all come from us people. And I be feeling sorry for the animals in the water because like they just living and they get caught up in our bullshit. And I remember when I was reading. Uh, I remember when I was reading right when James had sent me uh the topics we can talk about for this week. I was reading a news article. Hold on, let me bring it up because I forgot what it was called. But I was reading something and it was like it said something along the line like marine life can bounce back by 2050, but only if we act now. Hold on, uh uh I'm finna look it up. Like I said, I'm on my computer right now, so this is perfect. So when he said that, he actually gave me an idea. Okay, here it is. I knew it. Like soon as I typed it, it was one of the first thing that came up. All right, this on a website called Medical News Today. The article is written by Dr. James Kingsley and it was written by James Kingsley on April 14, 2020 and fact checked by Harriet Pipe, PhD. All right, it's a marine life can bounce back by 2050, but only if we act now. Scientists have identified proven interventions that, if scaled up, could almost completely restore the ocean ecosystem within a generation. It's a not all hope is lost for our oceans, researchers say, but they urge us to act now. Like, just imagine if we do like what these folks suggest or whatever, and we actually like boost the ecosystem for the ocean and everything, we'll have more food that we can eat. Like I believe like most of the problem that come on with marine life is uh, overfishing, polluted waters, and uh what's the word I'm looking for? Like what it's called like when you like move and force animals to move from their natural habitat and they have to like adapt to what they like going to. That's three of the major problems. I believe. All right, it's a in the past 4 decades, populations of marine creatures have suffered catastrophic decline. Data from a 2018 report by the World Wildlife Fund (WWF) show an overall decline of 60% on average for mammals, birds, fish, reptiles, amphibians, which is like frogs, and amphibians, an average drop of well over half in less than 50 years. So over half of almost all the animals had dropped less than 50%. I mean over 50%. That's half of like that's half of nature gone. Like what the fuck? Like what the fuck? All right, they say, but a new analysis appearing in Nature. What is this? Also, it's a journal. Okay, uh, but a new analysis appearing in Nature journal conclude that a concerted international effort could rebuild depleted ocean ecosystems and restore their structures, functions, and resilience by 2020. All right, so how can we do this? All right, let me read. So basically, what they're saying is we just come together and stop being Mexican humans. The earth, and the marine life can fucking get back to how it's supposed to be. All right, what's a green shoot? All right, in their review, the researchers examined the rates of a recovery of the marine species and habitats to date, and proposed a tentative time frame in which substantial recovery of marine life may be possible. The researchers found evidence that in the past 2 decades, 20 years, the steep declines in marine life seen throughout the 20th century are slowly, and in some cases, people have reversed the uh, declines. I don't know what just happened. Okay, I don't know if someone out, but I'm gonna reread it. The researchers found evidence that in the past 2 decades, 20 years, the steep decline in marine life seen throughout the 20th century are slowing, and in some cases, people have reversed these declines. They point to the remarkable resilience of marine life, citing some particular cases of recovery, such as the humpback whale in Australian waters. Man, when I just talking about whale, everybody whales just they so big and they don't even eat people, but they so big and scary. And they be having all the barnacles on them and then other stuff on them. I don't like that, but they in the water. What make the humpback whale so resilient though? I don't know. Let me finish reading. Substantial recovery of many components of marine ecosystem is possible within 2 to 3 decades, they say, provided we minimize climate change and we roll out proven interventions on a massive scale. In their paper, the researchers write, rebuilding marine life represents a doable grand challenge for humanity, an ethical obligation, and a smart economic objective to achieve a sustainable future. The collaborators illustrate the impact of past conversations success by mapping the distribution and growth of submarine. Okay, so basically what they're saying is, hold on, what is a fish stock? Like, soon as I'm about to start talking, I read something that throw me off every time. So I don't know what fish stocks are. So it say they also consider recovery trends among fish stocks, megafauna, for example, large animals, including whales, and deep sea species. Plus, they identify 6 recovery wedges that the world would need to restore ecosystems. All right, so it's 16 that the scientists and marine biologists and all the folk think that we can do as humans to start boosting back up the ecosystem and the marine life and preserve the animals that we have left and help them boost up. And within a couple of decades, the sea life and marine life will be flourishing. All right, so it's 6 of them. Uh, what is this? All right, they want us to do protect the species, harvest wisely. See, that's what I was talking about earlier, like overfishing. Cause it's fishermen that be on the. I know people have seen like the TV show where they'll be like the fishermen be on the boat and they be catching all them large, like all the large amounts of lobster and uh crab, like all the sea crustaceans and big old things of fish. Like the fishermen be catching fish and some everything. So they want you to harvest wisely, restore habitats, reduce pollution, mitigating climate change, and protecting spaces. Those 6 things can help like boost the marine life. And by 2020, I mean 2050, they'll be good. Is it acid in the oceans? See, that's me thinking out loud. My brain be moving so damn fast. I remember seeing somebody was like certain parts of the ocean, like where the reefs and shit will be acidic and shit. And I'm like, damn, it's acid in the ocean. But never mind, that's just me just thinking or whatever. So this like I said, these one of the episodes where I want to like bring awareness to uh just the earth in general, not even just the marine life, the sea creatures, just all life, like on land, like the animals and everything like that, plants, uh, everything. Because one thing I came to understand, like I say, I don't talk much about this, and I keep a lot of this to myself because I get made fun of all the time. But one of the main things we can do, like as far as like people and helping the earth and stuff like that, is be more conscious of like waste and shit like that. Like for instance, I remember watching an interview. I mean, I'm watching the cartoon. What is it called? Family Guy. I don't know if y'all seen that episode when a new toy factory had came in town or whatever, and they had like one of them. They were dumping their waste into the water supply, quahog, and made the Griffin get superpowers and shit like that. They get ideas like that because from people act like these big companies actually dumping their waste in the water and the rivers and shit like that, and that causes a lot of problems to the animals in the water. One thing I can say about the what is called the people that's over game hunting, hold on, I'm finna look it up. They have rules. I'm trying to see who was it. Uh, Department of Fish and Wildlife. Yeah, they got rules because you got to have a license to hunt certain animals. You have to have you go only hunt certain amount. You can only hunt male or female, with depending on where you with and all. So they have rules and shit, but like it's still over. Like it's still too much. Now with this episode that I'm doing right now, it may seem like it kind of remind me of the first episode that I did, like the beginning, because when I first did my first episode of TNE, I just rambled a lot, and yeah, and it sounded like I was just rambling and stuff like that. It's kind of hard for me to like express my thoughts and my feelings and stuff on this situation. Like I say, this is my first time really talking about it, and I'm really passionate about it. Like, I'm really passionate about the earth and the animals on earth, the insects. Not saying that I like all the animals and insects on earth, because I don't, but I believe in my heart that God created these animals and stuff for a reason. So it's a reason why these things exist in the ecosystem. You know what I'm saying? Spiders and all that type of shit. I just don't want it like certain animals and insects around me personally. But I understand. And then I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. When people be like, "You listen to Michael Jackson too much," and honestly, he is part of the reason why I even started like caring about the earth and stuff like that. He got some "Heal the World," Earth song. He always talking about making the world a better place and all that type of stuff. So, and then when I met my teacher when I was 24, and I changed my life around, and I started having an appreciation for the earth, and I realized who the earth was for, and like I started just getting an appreciation for it. And like I said, I don't talk about it all the time because I get made fun of. But in this day and age, bro, everything's so fucked up. Like the air quality fucked up, the water quality fucked up, the food quality fucked up. Everything is fucked up because we overdo everything. Really, we release bullshit into the air, fuck up the air quality, have us coughing and sick and shit. We overproduce. It's not enough animals for us to eat off of, so they make it synthetic animals. Bruh, me and my granddad watched the news one day, like a couple months ago, and the scientist said from one kernel of corn, they can do something to it and make a field of corn. So like they feeding us like synthetic food and all that type of shit. So like, ugh, it just it's just no bueno. It's just no good. It's just no good because man, everything so ass backwards now. Ooh, yeah. My bad. I didn't even mean to yawn like that. It just snuck up on me. But that's pretty. I don't want to like make this whole episode about like sappy stuff like that because I know maybe not a lot of people who listen to TNE want to too much want to hear that. But like I said, I uh I just want to talk about that like because I really like I say I really do care about uh I really do care about marine life. I really do care about animals on land. I care about that type of shit. Now, if I'm being honest and 100% real, I don't know how to like if I was to go out and try to do something to save the earth or help animals or something like that. I don't know where to go or what to do my part. Uh, I think about that all the time, but I try not to think about it. But I do care. Like I say, I do care about the condition that the earth and the world itself in general in. So because I was just talking to my sister, my cousin, I was like, man, I bet back in the day, like thousands and thousands of years ago, the air smelled different, water tastes different. Like before, like humans started like doing shit with like toxic waste and all that type of shit. Like I just knew like waters and stuff would be different. Cause they were like, what was that? What's they saying? Like they were like, if you see a horse drinking from a water source, you can drink from there because horses don't drink clean water. I don't know how true that is, but man, it just sounds good. Oh wait, there we go. I'm up here looking at I'm up here looking at certain stuff on my phone right now, and I be getting news that I don't want to hear. Oh, but you know, what, before I move on, let me just say this. Let me close this out. Uh, I love the earth. I love all the animals and the stuff that's on the earth, like as far as like the marine life, the animals on land, the insects and everything. We as people should take better care of the earth because if we do, it'll make our lives better. We'll have better quality food. We'll have better quality water. Um, it'll just be overall better for us in the long run. Like when I say us, I mean humans. Um, just like do your best to try to, you know what I'm saying, keep the earth the way it's supposed to be. Um, like I said, I know people might not want to hear that because people just live their life and they get caught up in life. They go to work, go to school, have fun, and all that type of stuff. But it's more than us just on this planet. We have to share it with the other stuff that God created. And even though we had dominion over the animals and all that type of stuff, that don't mean we have to abuse the animals, kill them for no reason or for sport. We should only, only time we should only kill animals when we're finna eat, or if one is attacking, or one like getting inside a place they're supposed to be and it's aggressive. But other than that, we shouldn't be killing the animals and stuff like that. So I love the world and just try to, do your part to make the earth better for everybody. All right, so we're gonna move on from that. Um, I feel like I feel like NetherRealm, NetherRealm Studios, the people who develop Mortal Kombat and Injustice stuff like that. I really did feel like they be out of touch sometimes, just like what a lot of these game developers, bro. Because when Mortal Kombat One first came out a month ago, it was a fresh breath there for everybody who came from Mortal Kombat 11 because MK11 was simplified and made easy and accessible so anybody can pick it up. You had 4 bars of meter, which was separated from defensive and offensive. And when Mortal Kombat always had 1 bar system, 3 bars of meter, a breaker system, which cost 2 bars of meter, and you had to find your way. It wasn't no poke and grab game. That's why I call Mortal Kombat 11 Poke 11 because I can just poke you and grab and I can win. But when Mortal Kombat 1 came out, cameos, which is the assist, was man. Some was better than the other was, but it made the game feel fun because you had a lot of creativity to do whatever you want to do as far as combo routes and stuff like that. With this recent patch that came out that I talked about at the beginning of the episode, with this recent patch, I feel like that it limits a lot of players in the way they want to play the video game. Like for instance, Sonny Fox made a statement. In fact, let me go to it because one thing about NetherRealm when they main competitors start suggesting stuff and start talking about stuff, they'll look into it. All right, so Sonny Fox said they sent out nurse already. This was yesterday. This was on the October 23rd, 2 days ago, as of this recording. He like they sent out nurse already. I'm actually pretty disappointed to see how they nursed Cyrex. Cyrex was one of the assists in the game that was mainly used by everybody because of his utility, chip damage, etc., etc., etc. He was one of the best cameos in the game. He goes on to say, I'm a firm believer that they should have just universally buffed the cameos to be more broken so that the strategies that Raiden, Baraka, and Rain do aren't as meta. Now, I've been seeing this take a lot. So what NetherRealm usually do when I say, like I told you earlier, nerf is take away some of the abilities or advantages that some of the characters in the game have to make it more balanced. one of NetherRealm Studios' most famous games is Mortal Kombat, and Mortal Kombat 9 to be exact. Mortal Kombat 9 came out in 2011. It had a good roster, and it's some of people's favorite Mortal Kombat game to this day. Like that game still get held in regards to this day because one, it didn't have it really didn't have no game balance patches, nothing like that. So a lot of stuff was broken in the game, which means was certain characters had gimmicks and stuff they can do that other characters couldn't. But what made Mortal Kombat 9 so good was each character had broken shit to them. So not only could what's the name? Cabal do the shit he do. Shiva was able to do stuff. Kenshi was able to do stuff, etc., etc., etc. So by everybody having broken stuff in the game, some, like I said, some may be better than others. The meta was kind of balanced. By that game being so broken, it made it fair and balanced. And it was fun, and it created hype moments, and it created memory. It was just fun overall. That's why it get held in such a high regard. When Mortal Kombat X came out in 2015, they introduced the Combat Kids, Jackie Briggs, Cassie Cage, Kunjin, and Takeda. Those are 4 new characters. The legacy characters came back, and we had the guest characters, Jason, Leatherface, Alien, Predator, all them. But the gameplay mechanics was still kind of like Mortal Kombat 9. It still had the 3 bars of meter. It cost 2 bars to break. And you can do some of the longest combos ever in a Mortal Kombat game in that game. And that what made, and you could be flashy and everything. And that's what made Mortal Kombat X so perfect. Like, to me personally, that's one of my favorite Mortal Kombat games. Even though I wasn't that good at it. I mean, I got good at the last minute. But that was one of my favorite Mortal Kombat games to this day. Outside of the classic 3, like Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3 and trilogy, like those games, like will always be the best Mortal Kombat games. But regardless, then you get to MK11. A lot of the fan favorites gone. They got a lot of new characters in there. They have the Joker. They have Spawn. They have a lot of characters in the game. You know what? Let me pull the roster up because I'm actually forgetting who was in the game. I haven't played it in a minute. It's been a couple months. Okay. And then the game just felt so limited. Like, it just felt so limited, bro. That's why I like the Kano so much in the game, because even though it felt limited, Kano didn't feel like I had to play like everybody else. But Mortal Kombat 11, even though it was universally hated, it was also universally loved by a lot of people. And I'm one of the people that loved it personally. But a lot of people hated, like, coming off Mortal Kombat X and the freedom that you had and the combos you was able to do. And man, the only thing that made Mortal Kombat 11 so good was the gameplay, the story, the graphics, the improved netcode, certain character like the guest characters and stuff like that. They brought back friendships and everything like that. What made people hate Mortal Kombat 11 was the microtransactions, and you had to literally grind for everything, like everything, brutalities, skin, and then you want like a new skin. If you want one in a certain color, you have to go to the towers. You have to do this, do it. Like, you have to over grind on everything. Then come down to the gameplay. You had offensive meter, defensive meter. Instead of Mortal Kombat 11 having the 3 bars of meter, like I said before, they use everything. They introduced fatal blow. Like, when your health get a certain amount, you can do a fatal blow. I hate that shit. Even to the day, even to this day in Mortal Kombat 1, The newest Mortal Kombat game that just came out a month ago. I hate this shit because in Mortal Kombat 9 and in Mortal Kombat X, if you want to do a fatal blow, which is basically an X-ray, if you want to do an X-ray, you had to have all three bars of meter, and you had to sacrifice using all three bars of your meter to get that fatal blow in. Now, people can have a meter and still do the fatal blow, and people just throw this shit out without without regard. And I hate this shit. Like it's too easy, and it's for noobs and shit, and it make the game not fun. Another thing people didn't like about Mortal Kombat 11 was the crushing blows. So if like everybody had universal crushing blows, and they had certain criteria that you had to meet to do a crushing blow. For instance, if you got to punish on somebody doing a high attack, and you uppercut them, it was a crushing blow. Then you got character specific crushing blow like Kano. If they got up doing an escape, a roll, like rolling away from you, if they get up, if you do a command grab and catch them, and you use meter to enhance his move, it was a crushing blow. And a lot of people didn't like crushing blows in Mortal Kombat because they just automatically triggered. And it's been plenty of times where I played Mortal Kombat, and I know for a fact these folks didn't try to do a crushing blow to me, and they hit a crushing blow on me and won the match. I'm like, bro, you didn't even try to do that shit and you won. And they be thinking, and it should be making me so. I'm like, man, I hate this shit. Now, as far as like the graphics and the look of Mortal Kombat 11, perfect. The story of Mortal Kombat 11, perfect. Even when they came out with the Aftermath DLC, where the story was focused on Shang Tsung a little bit, and Liu Kang and shit, that was perfect. But it just the gameplay was like, after a while it wasn't fun in Mortal Kombat 11 because you didn't have the freedom to do combos and setups and all the stuff that you want to do. You literally like, all right, so like for instance, in Mortal Kombat X, if somebody played with Alien, you can see somebody play with Alien two, three different ways. But in Mortal Kombat 11, if somebody picks somebody like, let's say, Cetrion or Cabal, by the moveset being so limited and the way the mechanics and the engine and stuff set up on the game, literally everybody fought the same and did the same combo. Like everybody literally did the same thing in the game because you couldn't do nothing else. And that's what made Mortal Kombat hate it a little bit. Like I said, me personally, I love Mortal Kombat 11, especially when it first came out because I played with Sonya Blade, but they nerfed her to hell, and I didn't play with her anymore, and I started playing with Kano. And I started playing with Kano because he was the only character in the game that made me feel like I was actually playing Mortal Kombat because he had a low overhead mix-up, he had a 50-50, and he was kind of safe on some stuff, and I liked his brutalities, I liked his fatalities. Everything about Kano and Mortal Kombat 11 was perfect to me. But you move to Mortal Kombat 1, right? You move to Mortal Kombat 1. It's basically a reboot based off how the end of Mortal Kombat Aftermath ended. What I'm about to say? Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh yeah, you move to Mortal Kombat 1. The game come out, people love it because, like I said, you're able to fight how you want. The cameos give you extensions on your combos. You can have longer combos. You can do setups and tricks and stuff like that. But this latest balance pass, bro, it kind of took away some of that. And a lot of people don't like this shit. Like, but I got faith in the other round studios because the same thing happened with Mortal Kombat 11. The same as that thing where somebody be too strong or something be too strong in the game, they'll nerf it. People, talk about how they don't like it because they always talk about how they want to make the Mortal Kombat the best game you can play and all that type of shit. They listen on the player feedback. Another balance pack come out like a month or so later. They revert what they did or make some adjustments to where it's a middle ground where stuff ain't exactly like it was, but it was halfway like how it was, and add some extra shit, and people be satisfied. And I believe that's what they're gonna have to do with this Mortal Kombat game because this latest patch, bro, people are complaining. Bro, Jay straight up said he didn't even want to play this hoe no more. That man talking about he even throw his controller and everything. I was like, this man the baby. I would laugh like that morning. Me and him was texting after he found out what the patches were. I mean what what the nurse and all that shit was. Man, I would laugh my ass. I was like, this man funny here. I like this man. This man didn't really play Mortal Kombat 11. He don't really know Netherrealm because these folks stay doing shit like this. I like this man a baby. The man just had me laughing the whole morning. And what's the funniest thing out of all that? He still play. Do all that complaining, all that type of shit, and still play it. When Mortal Kombat 1 first came out, he was like, I don't like this game. I don't like this. I can't get shit started. I don't know who to play. All type of shit. Started playing with Scorpion. He was like, man, this junk fun now. I know how to play now. Then the patch came out. Man, fuck this game. I hate this game. I'm finna throw my controller. Like he throw tantrums and shit. Man, a baby. But he be wanting to see what I'm gonna tell you what it be with Jay. He be wanting to cheat niggas out. He be wanting to cheat niggas out, bro. Plain and simple. Cause in Dragon Ball Fighters, he was a straight up cheat, bro. Bro, he was a straight up cheat. He had Goku Black, Jiren, and who was this main third character? Because I think Goku Black was his anchor, but then Jiren became his anchor. No, I think Goku Black was always his anchor. I forgot who that other person was on that main team, but it used to be a fucking hassle fighting James in Dragon Ball Fighters, bro. Because this man will play like a straight up monster, bro. Bro, he could get away with shit like, and then what make it worse, bro. James will be fighting you, beating your ass, talking shit, and you be like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Hell, that wasn't supposed to happen." He was like, "Hey, what's that behind me?" And I'm like, "Man," his character just automatically just turn around and hit you and shit. Like, I'm like, "Man, come on, bro." And he'll just be talking straight up shit, but that would make it fun though. But he want to do shit like that in Mortal Kombat, but it ain't like that. What I want to do is have Raquel and Jay on one episode together with me. What I'm gonna try to do is have all three of us on the show together within 2 weeks. Because the WWE PLE come on. Well, I ain't gonna say in 2 weeks. I say next Sunday. Yeah, next Sunday. Next Sunday, I hope I'm trying to get Jay and Raquel on the show with me at the same time. Cause the WWE PLE Crown Jewel come on next Saturday. Not Saturday that's coming up, but the following Saturday, and that's Sunday. Me and Jay can get on and you know do the pod and whatever, and hopefully Raquel can make it, and all three of us get on there, and we just make it do what it do. Like I always say, at the end of every episode, I appreciate every last single one of my Nerdvanians, bro, because y'all sit here and y'all support me, y'all listen to the show, y'all help me grow. Jay showed me that the engagement that y'all be showing on TikTok, y'all be fucking with the TikTok, y'all be fucking with y'all just fuck with me, bro. And I really appreciate that. I super appreciate it because y'all, like I said, I might not be the biggest podcast platform, but y'all helping me get there. Y'all helping me like live out my dream and shit like that. Like I said, I always want to do podcasts. I say this every week. I always want to do this. Everybody doing it now. Like podcast, even though podcasts are relatively new, a lot of people are having podcasts. Some people are having success. Some people not. Some people have to work a little harder. Some people don't because they know the ride. But it is what it is. I love my fan base that I have now because y'all show me each and every week that y'all come back and listen to what I have to say. Y'all come back, listen to what me and my friends and the guests and stuff have to say. And I super appreciate that. Y'all helped me get a sponsor before. DC Universe Infinite. Y'all they reached out to me and gave me a 2-ad deal where 2-ad deal where I do it for 2 weeks and they pay me for it, and I won't be able to do that if it weren't for y'all listening to TNE. And shout out to DC Universe. Like I said, I appreciate y'all listening to me. I appreciate, man, y'all just don't understand how much I love it. Like I said, if Raquel can't make it to TNE next week, I know for a fact me and Jay Jamal gonna be on here and he gonna try to take over the show again, like he always do. But y'all love it, and Like I said, I appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all next week. Peace.